2 years ago, I sat down in this exact chair, in this exact spot, and told you about a little project that I got my hands on. Now that little project turned out to be a little bit bigger than I originally anticipated. The seeing as we started these videos here in this kitchen all the way back in 2021, I thought it would be quite appropriate to end it here. Although we have a fully functioning kitchen today, 2 years ago that wasn't quite the case. There were crooked floorboards, leaking walls, and a smell almost as stale as those milk arrowroot biscuits that my nan always had in the back of the pantry. Almost. After taking it back to the studs, I had the chance to reintroduce some period features, bringing us to the kitchen we're standing in today, with hardwood bench tops, hidden appliances, and a butler's pantry. Moving on from the kitchen now, we have the bathroom with its classic wall lining, clawfoot bath, and decorative floor tiles. This, however, is nearly unrecognisable from the state it was in a short while back. With its hazardous shower, mismatched wall lining, and flaking paint, the only option was to strip it back completely and start from scratch. And after more cosmetic work than a Kardashian, the bathroom was done. And following on from the bathroom, we have the living room, which now features polished floorboards, original wall lining, and fireplace. As I'm sure you can guess, this room looked a little different some 24 months ago, but after a few coats of paint, some custom mouldings, and the addition of this incredible light from Beacon Lighting, we can once again enjoy the warm feel of this Victorian space. And now that we can eat, wash, and relax, of course we need somewhere to sleep, bringing us to the master bedroom. I must admit, at the beginning of this renovation, I wasn't quite expecting this room to need anything more than a coat of paint and some work on the timber floor. But after discovering all 4 walls were lined with asbestos, I thought I'd better take this opportunity to remove it all, insulate, and reline. New wall lining installed, I added some more custom mouldings, sewed some curtains, and restored the door hardware. Moving to the front of the house now, we have the second bedroom, which I've been using as a home office. As suited to its large window, this space provided some breathing room. It only needed a few coats of paint, a new second-hand door, and some shutters before it was all done. Alright, so that is it for this side of the property, but of course it is a duplex, so we've got 2 homes within the one, and that means twice the amount of work, but also twice the amount of house for you guys to check out. So let's head next door and see what we did over there. Now before we head next door, let's check out the facade. Although it seems several decades have passed since this space saw some love, there was certainly potential to restore the facade to its former glory. We introduced some hedging, paths made from heritage sandstone, and of course the bullnose veranda. From the facade we moved into the entryway next door. This space also saw a fresh coat of paint and the beautiful light fixture from Beacon Lighting. From the entryway we head to the first bedroom, which again saw the floors sanded, walls painted and shutters installed. Moving on from there we have the living room, which aside from the dingy wood fire heater is nearly 100% original. Just like next door, I had the elegant Corbel 10 light chandelier from Beacon Lighting installed, and then focused my attention to the window and door hardware, which I actually discovered was from the 1830s. And from the living room, we head into the third bedroom. For this, I'll jump back in front of the camera. Moving through the third bedroom now. Once again, we have restored door hardware. It's got these beautiful French doors here. Which were here when I got the place. I don't know whether they're original to the house or not, but they're very pretty. And I've gone ahead and fixed up the lock that came with that one, and I added in this little mechanism here to be able to open the doors with an old spring latch up there. This room I did go with curtains because you got French doors, so I went with these semi-transparent curtains, and I went with these block-out blinds for the window facing the side yard there. All right, so once we move through the French doors here, we come into this area which wasn't part of the original floor plan, but it's here now. And this bathroom wasn't part of the original floor plan, nor was it here when I bought the space. So originally there was a small little asbestos wall here with a little door here, a toilet just there where the shower is now, and that was it. This was just open space here. I've decided to put up a wall, so I moved it about 400 this way, and I managed to fit a beautiful basin in there, new window, new lining, new tiles, and a toilet. Went with the white tiles as I did next door. Once again, fits in with the period, and also allows light to be bounced around the room a bit more. Also have these custom skirting boards, which are also present here in the dining area, I guess you would call this. So under this gyprock there is weatherboards. This would have been an open veranda, and there would have been weatherboards behind this wall over here as well. This bathroom saw quite a bit of demolition. Everything was stripped back with the exception of the walls and the ceiling. So these walls and this ceiling are, as far as I know, are original to the house. Just as you can see, there's no external window. So I did incorporate a skylight and utilize some leftover lining boards that I pulled off the bathroom next door and lined that one just to allow a little bit more light over the bathtub here. One last thing with this room is these doors are new doors, but they are in a pattern that closely matches the door that was on this bathroom, which just isn't suitable for your modern privacy needs. So this is a very similar pattern, but I did manage to maintain the original hardware from that other door, and that other door is still waiting to find its use. So moving on from the bathroom and down this way, we have the pantry, but we'll come back to that in just a second, because first of all I want to show you the kitchen. Now the kitchens on either side, as I said before, is what required the most amount of work and effort and time. I'm sure as every kitchen does, but this kitchen was unique in the fact that the floor was at quite an angle. I think it was about a 15 centimeter drop from one side to the other. So the floor was rebuilt, new subfloor sheeting, new floating floor installed. But I didn't want it to look like a modern kitchen. I didn't want it to look like a Sydney apartment. I wanted it to incorporate the original features, like the old fuel stove there. So, and once again, we've got the white gloss subway tile in the organic finish with the capping tile, just like basically everywhere else in the house. And with these, late Victorian homes, there isn't too much natural light that comes in if you're working with the old windows. So anything that can enhance that is definitely something to go with. So that's why I've gone with these white tiles basically everywhere, and they look nice. And then finally we have the laundry. Now, I don't know if you remember back to the first video I did here, if you've seen that one, but this room was very interesting the way they had it set up. They had some insulation, they had a ventilation thing. The door that was on here had a lock from the outside. This window wasn't there, so it was closed off, locked up. The ground had this chipboard with dirt and little leaves on it. So I don't know what they were doing in here, but it was certainly interesting. Anyway, I've changed it into a laundry because I don't need the purpose of whatever they were using it for. So I've gone ahead and kept the lining boards, kept the original brickwork in here. Only difference is I had to create a new wall on this side and this side, just to create a cavity for different services. Like here we have our water for plumbing and the water for the bath on the other side, and then electrical and whatnot. Besides from that, room is basically as it was. This utilized some more antique door hardware there with the modern door, and managed to take the paint off of this pane up here, which was a pane. So that was a pun that was not intended, but and that's really it for the kitchen. This stove is beautiful. This is probably the other top thing that people comment on, aside from the hardwood floors. It still has all of its working components in there. This flue is still connected to the top. Once again, the bench tops, I had the floor in mind, trying to match those together, and our architraves leading out. So originally there would have been a door here. So moving on now, we have the pantry here. And this pantry, once again, our new door that matches the bathroom, both bathrooms, laundry. And I've incorporated more antique door hardware there with a rim lock on the back. But the special thing about this laundry is these shelves. I managed to salvage some of the timber that was taken off the walls. Now these are floorboards that are probably only 20 or 30 years old, but it's nice to be able to reuse those and repurpose them with some of these white brackets here, just for some nice shelving here. It's a bit of a pantry that you can close off. And then moving back out here through to the deck, we have some French doors here, which are hardwood but painted those white, so it kind of matches the white doors throughout the house. And our weatherboards, which are a composite material, and they have a similar design to the rest of the house. Once more, we have the custom architraves to replicate what was originally here. And this decking itself actually came from a 1915 property. It was a property that was being demolished, but the flooring came up, and these boards were put through a thickener and a table saw to cut them down to size, and then installed. So it's great to be able to reuse that material, but it also has a bit of a story and holds a bit of a history in itself. Aside from that, we got a new timber fence along here and a new timber fence to divide the two, and the shed saw some new weatherboards, just like this house here, because originally that just had some tin on it. Aside from that, new guttering, new roofing. And moving back into the kitchen and reflecting on some of the things that I would have changed, or the things that I'll do again the same. One of the things that I would 100% recommend and 100% do at the next property I renovate, if I renovate, is insulating the walls and the floors and the ceiling with high grade insulation. So I decided to go with acoustic wall bats, and I got those in the highest grade I could, and they've been great for keeping the heat in winter and keeping the cool in summer. Now, as well as doing the wall and the ceiling, I also mentioned that I did under the floor, which isn't really necessary for most places, but I thought, might as well do it, because the original floor isn't tongue and groove. It's just a straight cut board that had been laid down side by side. So there is sometimes a draft that comes through there. So I did go with a R2.7 underfloor insulation.
This is not fun.
And with the underfloor insulated, the house was finally complete. This journey over the past 2 years has brought with it plenty of learning opportunities and challenges. Thank you to everyone who has followed along on this journey, and a special thanks to all the historians and local residents that have assisted with retracing the history of the property from 1890 to the present. See you on the next one.